Hi Leo, this is your horoscope for January 2017. Thank you for joining me. Now, this month there's a big focus on your daily life, what it looks like, the routine of your life, and the people who are in your life. You're going to get really clear and focused on what that is, whether you're happy with it or not, and you're going to be asked to make some decisions about that. Now, from the 28th of December through until the 14th of January, the Sun begins to conjunct Pluto, and that happens in your 6th house. Now, the Sun is your identity, it's drive, it's what really gives you a sense of pep and go and what works for you. And in Capricorn, that's focused on work and that's taking action and that's really black and white. Do it and it exists, think about it and don't do it and that doesn't exist. So it's really asking you to get down and dirty and to get on with it. Pluto is the planet that rules Scorpio, and it's about the phoenix rising from the ashes, its transformation, its change, and its growth. That also is in Capricorn, and it's asking you, combined with the Sun, to say, what is it that works for you? How can you make that bigger? And how can you minimize the things that don't work for you? So it's a sorting process here in your day-to-day life. You're being asked to make changes to things that don't work. Whether if you're eating junk food, you'll become aware of that and say, do you know, I have my McDonald's at 12 o'clock and by 1 o'clock I feel like hell. Maybe I should make a change about that. The daily routine, you know, I commute 2 hours and I really don't enjoy that anymore. Things that you've rationalized in the past will really become very clear to you, and you'll have to look at them for real and say, this is a reality of my life, what am I going to do about it? So that's really unpleasant at times because we don't like facing real truths, none of us do, but it's an opportunity for you to sort things out and make them better. And it is January 2017, so the work that you do here in this month is really going to have a positive knock-on effect for the rest of the year. On the 3rd of January, Venus, the planet of love and beauty, that moves from Aquarius in your 7th house, which has made you very generous and humanitarian here for the first 3 days of the month, and it moves into Pisces in your 8th. Now the big focus becomes, how can I be of service to other people, coupled with what is worth my time, what should I give my service to, who deserves my love and attention, and who doesn't. If someone is constantly negative and abuses you and takes you for granted and doesn't show up when they say they will, the slight irritation that would have been kind of trickling along over the last couple of months will become a major annoyance. Things that have an emotional impact on you via other people will become crystal clear. And you'll either love it or you'll know that you don't love it and you find it irritating, but there's no question, you don't doubt your feelings when it comes to other people. And it's okay to make decisions. That's what you're being asked to do. That's what your chart is all about. Own your feelings and then make decisions based on that. That sense gets stronger on the 4th of January because Venus begins to conjunct Neptune and they stay in conjunction until the 19th. So your feelings about other people, about circumstances are crystal clear. You're generous about it, but you're in touch with your own feelings. You know, there's nothing wrong with being honest with yourself, even if that, for whatever reason, has to look harsh at times. You know, if someone is constantly chipping away at you and saying, you're no good, I don't like your bangs, cut them off, whatever, that is them being negative to you in the first place, and you have to make a decision whether you're going to take that or not. And if you don't want to take it anymore, sometimes you have to make a clear decision, and that doesn't always feel lovely and bunnies and roses. You know, sometimes it's like, enough, there's the door. So Venus is the planet of love and beauty. Neptune is the higher harmonic of Venus, and it's not a personal planet, it's an outer planet, okay? So Venus is about your love, what you care about. Neptune is about the bigger picture. It's about humanity, it's about the globe. And when they come together, the real focus is, what do I love in my life right here and now in my little bubble, and what's the bigger picture? What do I want to happen? What do I want my life to look like in future? So you can really trust the emotional responses that you're getting, and you can really make decisions based on that. On the 5th of January, Mercury moves into Sagittarius. Mercury has been in retrograde since the end of December 2016. It's still in retrograde, and it appears to be going backwards, and it appears to go into Sag now on this day, and it's in your 5th. So you'll make some sort of progress here in your romantic life, and you'll be able to decide, am I moving forward or not? And all of this thinking and listening to your feelings becomes crystallized in your romantic life. And also it could be in the sense of what you enjoy doing, kind of what you find fun and what you don't find fun. So if you've been kidding yourself and the things that you think have been really good for you, like taking painkillers excessively, for instance, you'll find it very easy to understand that actually it's not fun and you've simply got an addiction. The other thing is that making decisions around your children, what school you want to send them to, what values you want them to kind of adhere to, that also becomes very clear from the 5th to the 8th. So stuff that comes up, trust it. And I think that's the message for you, Leo, here in January. That the things that you feel and the things that appear and the things that you think are right actually are right, and you can make decisions based on that. On the 8th then, Mercury goes direct and it starts to speed things up, and communication becomes easier and less stifled, and the things that you've now been thinking about your romantic life, children, activities, you can implement the changes and commit to them. And then on the 13th, when Mercury goes into Capricorn in your 6th, again, the focus is on, I will have this in my life, I will not have this in my life. Okay, so you're going to be really decisive. People who try and manipulate you and hustle you all the time, they're really going to have a tough time with you in January, because you're not going to put up with it. So Leos are serious in January, making good decisions. Very good. Now, around the same time, on the 12th, we've got the full moon happening in Cancer, and that's in your 12th house of spirituality at 22 degrees. So it's like your inner voice that is always still and small and kind of whispering in your ear, whereas the ego is kind of blaring at you. That small inner voice, it really opens up within you, and it says, these are your true feelings. Here you go, look at them. So you're being confronted with the truth, and it's your choice whether you decide to take action based on those truths. I would recommend that you do. It will really serve you. And that's really the theme here that is going to continue for you in January. So I don't see major problems in your working life. I actually think that you'll make some progress when it comes to money and career and the direction, but that's going to be really outside of your control, and I think that's something that's going to happen to you. So whether your boss comes in around the middle of the month and says, do you know what, that change of schedule you applied for last year, we can actually now do that for you and we can implement it. Or you may be offered a promotion or some sort of good news when it comes to career progress. But you don't really have to do anything about that. That just happens in itself. The only thing that you're being asked to do in January is to be real about your feelings and make decisions based on those. That continues until the 28th of January, when the new moon occurs in Aquarius, and that's in your 7th. And now you become very focused on doing things for other people. I think you've tidied things up in your life. Hopefully you have. And now you really want to do nice things for the people who still are in your life. On the same day, Mars goes from Pisces into Aries, and you'll want a break. I think you'll be excited about lightening things up a little bit and saying, maybe I'll go on a trip, or maybe I'll just do something for fun, because it is quite heavy looking at your feelings like this. And I'm supporting you. And please don't shy away from it, because this kind of decision-making process is really useful, and it can really create a much more positive and happy landscape for the rest of 2017. Okay? I mean, the choice is that nagging person who is always putting you down, do you really want them around for the next 12 months or not? And you can sort that out in January before you get to September, and it's like, oh my God, I've been listening to this for 9 months. So trust your feelings and go for it. I hope you have a wonderful month. If you would like a private reading with me based on your personal horoscope, which I can draw up by looking at your place of birth, date of birth, and time of birth, then please get in touch with me for a private reading. It's gregoryscott.com. Click on the readings tab to order your reading. Please remember to subscribe to the channel, and I'll speak to you next month.